It's Wednesday afternoon, Easter's coming up. I've actually got off until next Wednesday morning. The forecast was looking good for a trip up the coast. I thought be chicks tonight, 4 nights tomorrow night, Tutukaka for a day to shelter from the sou'easter that's forecast. But now we've changed to a strong wind warning. Today's alright, tomorrow's not bad, and then strong winds from then on. And I don't really want to spend 2 or 3 days in Tutukaka, or be at 4 nights as the wind comes up and the swells come up. So still deciding where we're going to go tonight. We'll make it up, I'm sure. We're heading down harbour. We've got 5 knots true, incoming tide. So if we're going to even think about going out for chicks, we're going to have to motor, so we'll see how we go. Well, as usual, when it's incoming tide, I'm sneaking up the inside of Snake Bank, try and keep out of the worst of the tide. Right, let's do the shag counts. What have we got? Only 4. Well, we only have 1 ship in at Northport, loading logs and getting close to being fully loaded. We also have no tankers in at Marsden Point. Right, this is Merebank. So the sandbank at the southern entrance to the harbour. That's looking across to Bream Tail and Cape Rodney in the far distance. There's the expansive Bream Bay. And we've passed Home Point. I've decided that we'll probably go to Peach Cove for the night. There's the Frenchman, classic beauty. I think I saw this one just south of Cape Brett at January cruise time. Very nice. Oh, here's another nice classic launch going past. Heading inside the Frenchman, keeps us out of the tide. Anchored in Peach Cove. The beach has lost all its sand. I'm sure it will come back. A few rocks around. There's one middle of the picture there. There's one behind us, quite deep though. We're anchored on sand. The wind is swirling around because it's coming over the hill behind us. We should get a gentle sou'wester overnight. So I've got the anchor in 4 meters depth. We're currently stern into shore, 3 meters under the keels. Have got the bridle on just so we can shift quickly if we have to. Should be fine. Keep an eye on things though for a while. It's 5:30. Wind's dying down as one would expect. We have shags, which are the white dots. A new slip that wasn't there last time I was here. Still got some sun on the high hills of Bream Head. It's 6:30, certainly noticing the difference with daylight saving having finished. Oh, it's a bit nippy, so I've turned on the diesel hot air heater which lives here in the starboard engine bay. The ticking noise is the pump. The exhaust is over here beside the engine exhaust. It's Thursday morning. Away in the distance there, over that rock, looks like the Mocha Hen House. So a nice clear morning. Time to head on our way before the easterly comes in. We'll go out to the chicks and then come back in on the easterly. Just over an hour to go at this pace. Oh, there's Bream Head, and looking back towards Peach Cove, and then on the left is the entrance to Whangārei Harbour. We can see Tairuru Head appearing behind Bream Head, and then centre of picture is the Poor Knight Islands. Oh, we've got a bit of a sou'easter now, so might as well sail. Not sure we'll actually be anchoring out the chicks, but we can do it out and back. So there's the east coast, Bream Head, and back towards the harbour. I have the lures out just in case. We're not actually laying the chicks at the moment, and we have a little barrier in behind Hen Island, and then Sail Rock coming into view. We can see the mocha here now starting to stick their nose out from behind this island of the chicks. You can now see the gables at Tutukaka in the far distance. Wind's gradually going east. That's the alarm telling me the wind direction's changed. I think we might put a tack in. I think we might need to tack. Very hard doing this with one hand. I couldn't get it right in. Oh, we're going to have to tack again. Wind's been a bit shifty. Took a while to come up onto course on this tack, but it's looking like we'll clear the end of this island, and that's the Hen in behind. We were over there, so we've done a bit of a big curve, and you might be able to hear the wind shift alarm. We're doing 6 knots. We have 15 knots apparent, so probably about 12 true because we're close haul. Here's Lady Alice Island. South Cove is mid-picture. It won't be sheltered in this. Well, I'm tossing up with going around the Hen and then heading back to the harbour. So it seems like a reasonable plan. A bit too rough to be using the baits table at the moment. So eased off a little bit, but still giving plenty of offing. Oh, as it's a bit more boisterous, I've actually got my jacket on with my personal locator beacon. Of course, I've done my Coast Guard amended trip report. So there's the main islands of the Chicks. That's Lady Alice. Oh, I forget the name of that one. There is clear passage between the two if you're careful. And then we've got Copper Mine, and there is no clear passage between those two. There's the Whangārei. Oh, we're about halfway across now, doing 7 knots, close reach, wind still probably 12 easterly. I rescued the Kahawai from the back step. Oh, we're most of the way across now. We can start to see Kahawai Island sticking its nose out. It does look like that knob of rock could fall over. It's not a tree, it is a rock. It's looking pretty grey back towards Whangārei at the moment. We've eased off onto a reach, so there's looking back at the Chicks. Passing round the eastern end of Hen Island. Looks like there's been a bit of salt damage to the foliage, kind of a bit brown. They're left over from the big easterly at the cyclone. Starting to look down the southern side of Hen Island. We're on a very broad reach now. Sail Rock is ahead. Can no longer see the mainland, so it must be raining. Well, there's Little Barrier, just visible. I can certainly feel some light raindrops. Here we have Sail Rock. We scattered Mum's ashes over there. So, hello Mum. Well, theoretically we should be able to see the harbour entrance past the end there. So we'll go a bit further this way before we jibe, try and keep out of the worst of the wind shadow of the Hen as we cross past its western end. The Admiral tells me it's raining back home, and I can certainly imagine that. It's starting to rain here, so I think we will jibe now and head into the grey in that direction. Oh well, goodbye Sail Rock. Definitely raining now. Right, we're pretty much heading for home now. Heading home, radar on, so you can see some echoes from the rain. And an hour 30 at this speed. I'll turn the rain a bit on. It's not very heavy rain, so shouldn't have to adjust it much. Oh, that should probably do. Marvellous. Just see the chickens coming out, and there's that unlikely looking rock again. Oh, we're in the wind shadow of Hen Island at the moment. I have morning tea made. Oh, we're getting back out into the wind. It's currently blowing 15-20 at the Whangārei hours, so should be a pretty quick trip back. Now we're out of the wind shadow of the Hen Island.
Gale warning Alpha 01 for the area from Bream Head to Cape Cove. Southeast rising 25 knots, gusts 35 knots about Cove Channel this afternoon. Then southeast rising 30 knots, gusting 45 knots, but 35 knots, gusting 50 knots about Cove Channel Friday morning, and rising to 35 knots, gusting 50 knots, but 40 knots, gusting 55 knots about Cove Channel Friday evening.
Well, it certainly looks like today was the best day for sailing, even though we can no longer see the hen in the rain. Well, as a matter of fact, I can't see any land because of the rain. Never fear, we have a chart plotter and radar. For some miracle, we seem to have true wind back again. We're on a dead run at the moment, which is not the most efficient point of sail, so we might come up onto a broad reach. Not much to see at all out the front though. Oh, we have a fellow catamaran out. That's just the alarm telling me that they're very, very close on the radar. And we also have another fish. Another Kahawai. Oh, I think it's time to put my jacket on. Oh, jacket on. I think it's time for a jibe though. We'll be heading towards the harbour once we jibe over onto port. Right, Urquhardts and Bled. Somewhere over there is Bream Head, and not that far away. We'll have another jibe once we get to the channel. Smuggler's Bay's in there. There's Busby Head, Frenchman. So we'll get to the channel and put another jibe in, and then we'll be into the harbour. We've crossed the channel. It is wind against tide, so a little bit lumpy. Channel's over there, Busby Head, and around that, which is home point, will be in Urquhardts Bay. Well, it's damn wet out there, but we're anchored at Urquhardts Bay, just off the beach where we normally are. So, good shelter here, a few boats in. Glimpse out towards the harbour channel. Well, there they are. Bear batter, spates. Well, that was a lovely lunch. It's looking a wee bit brighter out here, but it's still raining persistently. Mount Manoa's over there somewhere.